Hey folks, it's Diecastbuffet here again, and it's time for another NASCAR diecast review. And it's been a while since I reviewed a vintage race car. I mean, it's crazy to think that the original COTs are considered vintage almost, but here she is. It's Clint Bowyer's 2010 BB&T Monte Carlo. Just kidding, Impala. This is back when the Impala was a thing. I mean, my goodness. The Impala lasted such a short time span, man. It lasted from 2008, 2009, 2010, 11, and 12, and then poof, disappeared off the face of the NASCAR realm. And it's kind of disappointing. I really like the name Impala. Just something about it. Just, you know, in Monte Carlo and Impala have been two trademark sedans for, you know, Chevrolet, and to kind of see them, you know, go away from that, and then they went to the Chevy SS, which just I just felt like the Chevrolet Impala or Malibu, something like that, would have been much more marketable than just the Chevrolet SS. Of course, they did go to the Camaro, but I mean, Chevy has changed up their model a lot. So I have been holding on to this car for quite some time, and I felt like it was a good time to review it. You know, it's one of those paint schemes that I really like to have. It's an alternate, you know, paint scheme to a team that's, you know, that was not a race winning type of team, meaning that every weekend they're, you know, they're not the Johnsons, the Kyle Bushes. It was one of those, you know, RCR is still a big cup team, but this is one of those alternate paint schemes that I really like to have, you know. I really like alternate paint schemes, and this is a pretty interesting one. So, I mean, let's go ahead and get it out of the box, folks. Here she is, folks. This is a really different looking paint scheme. I mean, I really do like the burgundy kind of look to it. You know, it's again, it's a, you know, alternate paint scheme, not something I would like to see him run every weekend, but one thing that does catch my eye, and I'm definitely not a fan of, is these big Cheerios boxes. I do not like these yellow boxes on here. I think that looks very tacky. I mean, why couldn't they just took the Cheerios logo and made it like the actual words? Why couldn't they make it yellow and just remove the background? It looks really tacky having these big old brown or yellow squares on a, you know, burgundy kind of race car. Just not a big fan of that, but nonetheless, this is a COT that is going to go into the case, but definitely a different looking paint scheme. You know, it's you know, a very simple, you know, little racing kind of groove stripe here and a little stripe here. They got BB&T on the winglets, SKF. I believe that says the Hartford right there. Let me get my camera. Yeah, it says the Hartford, which is another paint scheme I do want to get. That they have as the alternate Clint Bowyer one. BB&T down there. Clint Bowyer, number 33, back in his RCR days, which I loved seeing the Cheerios 33, pretty cool stuff. NASCAR Sprint Cup, BB&T, Impala, Chevrolet logo, Goodyear, you know, your contingencies. I got BB&T.com on the back. I miss this a lot. Just seeing the Chevrolet bow tie on the back end of these COTs, something that I absolutely adored so much. Just, I love the COTs. It's just, they were probably the weirdest era in NASCAR history. I mean, these things look nothing like the production cars, in my opinion. And they look nothing like a stock car that's ever been like that. I mean, these things were the oddest looking things, like the true COT days. Not when they put the new spoiler and all that mess halfway in, you know, 2010. But, I mean, the original COTs, these things are one of the oddest looking race cars you'll ever see. One thing, though, I don't like is this little trademark logo here on the right, number 3. Not a big fan of that. But, I mean, nonetheless, the quality of this car is almost, you know, perfect. I mean, to hold one of these original, you know, action cars before the, you know, the company got bought out, I mean, it's amazing. You can feel the difference, the weight, the quality, the shine. I mean, the new diecast just don't feel that way. This is back when quality control was a big priority with Lionel taking over. They just they threw that to the wind. They did not care, but no question. You know, it's not a great looking paint scheme, but it's one that I like to have. It's just one of those alternate paint schemes that I just, you know, it's something cool to add to the collection, you know. I got the Cheerios 33, so to be able to put the BB&T one, that is definitely really cool to do. And overall, the quality of this car is very, very high. I mean, the quality is just very good. I mean, it's crisp. I don't see any decal smudges, no chips. This car is definitely well made, with quality. I mean, just these original action Winter Circle cars. I mean, these things, man. If you want to talk about a good diecast, these things, I would say 15 out of 16 diecast you buy, these things are going to be, I would probably say 98% good condition. The only thing you might see is a slight chip or a slight blemish, maybe a decal isn't properly put. I mean, these things are almost perfect, guys. I mean, these are just great die casts. Really cool piece, man. Really cool piece. I mean, just vintage almost. It's crazy, guys. We're like 10 years away. We're 10 years away from the dawn of the COT era. I mean, it's crazy to think that these things are becoming vintage. It's really weird to think that these are becoming part of history rather than a modern day, you know, stock car. It's really, really makes me feel old. Anywho, though, really like this car, but it does have some issues. I mean, if you look at it like this, that paint scheme looks a whole lot better. But once you put the Cheerios logos on it, it's just, you know, I have to decrease that rating a little bit because these big yellow boxes really throw it off. You got yellow here of a different shade, and you got the yellow here. It's just, I don't like when these sponsors put these boxes behind their logo. I think it looks really tacky, and this is back when that was very uncommon, I might add. That this is one of the first few times probably that they did this. I mean, yeah, they did it a few other times, but it's nowhere near how it is nowadays with Hendrick, with Mountain Dew, and Kelly Blue Book, and Napa, and all that stuff. But anywho, though, that's going to conclude today's video. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new around here, smash that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and Diecastbuffet signing off.